The Australian Broadcasting Corporation has revealed that hundreds of Australian and New Zealand cattle have died in a federal government-backed export deal with Sri Lanka. The foreign media institution adds that this loss has left local farmers broke and in some cases suicidal.
Australian Broadcasting Corporation News quotes that in a damning report published in May, Sri Lankan Auditor General Gamini Vijayasinghe described the project as an unbearable burden to the government and said project planners had misled farmers who had suffered financial difficulty and mental distress. Auditor General Vijayasinghe noted that as far back as 2008, the Sri Lanka Planning Department found that imported cows were climatically unfit for Sri Lanka. Providing a statement to Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Animals Australia spokesman Tim Vasudeva stated that this cattle export scheme must be stopped. Vasudeva said the situation highlighted the need for change to welfare standards for live export cattle and that Australia does not have proper laws in place for the export of cattle for dairy purposes. Under the deal, the Australian company was contracted to import 20,000 dairy cows to Sri Lanka between 2012 and 2019. And after the present government came into power, the relevant agreement had been amended. It was previously revealed that at this point, 5,000 heifers had already been shipped and plans were in place to ship the remaining 15,000 heifers in the next 12 months. Australian Broadcasting Corporation, quoting local farmers, adds that more than 10% of the 5,000 cattle imported so far had died and many were diseased. Dairy farmers lament over the limited production of milk, as they were told each cow would produce 20 litres per day, when they only produce 10 to 15 litres per day. Under the terms of the project, underwritten by the Australian government's export credit agency, EFIC, the Australian company was required to provide Sri Lankan farmers with facilities, training and veterinary support. However, Australian Broadcasting Corporation, quoting Ceylon Cattle Farmers Federation, stated that farmers received no training or workshops and only received a small leaflet without any technical advice. Meanwhile, Dr. K.D. Aryapala, the Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Rural Economic Affairs, stated that the relevant ministry does not possess a copy of the agreement that was entered into in 2016 with the Australian company which exported pregnant heifers to Sri Lanka. This was revealed at the Presidential Commission of Inquiry probing allegations of large-scale fraud and corruption at state institutions from 2015 to 2018. K. Aryapala was present at the commission today following an order issued yesterday. The commission issued this order after establishing that the documents he presented yesterday were incomplete. K. Aryapala, testifying at the commission today, revealed that the document submitted today was the copy of the agreement that was obtained from the local agent of the controversial Australian company. The Additional Secretary accepted that a new agreement was formed in 2016 and the Secretary to the Ministry of Rural Economic Affairs had signed the respective agreement. However, the Commission failed to identify who had signed the agreement on behalf of the Australian firm. The Additional Secretary stated that he was only appointed to his position in April 2018. He said that the Ministry's decision to proceed with the purchasing of heifers under the second phase was based on a Ministry Committee report stating that there were no issues with the heifers purchased under the first phase. The question from the members of the Commission was, after the report was released, did the Additional Secretary attend the meeting between the then Subject Minister and the group who were affected by the issues after the purchase of heifers under the first phase? The Additional Secretary replied and said that he did attend the meeting. The Commission then questioned as to if the then Minister Vijit Vijaymunizoisa, who oversaw the purchase of a batch of heifers, made a statement that 10 of the animals had died. The Additional Secretary accepted that such a statement was made. The Additional Secretary further stated that he was not responsible for the decision to approve the advance payment to import more heifers under the third stage of the program and added that the decision was taken by someone else. Newsfirst had previously exposed that approval for the advance payment was given a few days prior to the retirement of the former Secretary of the respective ministry, who is the wife of the Secretary to the Prime Minister, Saman Ekanayaka.